Imagine one stage, one song, and one figure who, even before the music ends, has already made the world hold its breath. Welcome to JIKOOK Lover, the channel where we uncover why every move Jimin makes always goes viral, always gets people talking, and is never just an accident. Before we continue, like this video right now, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss discussions the entertainment industry might not want you to know. Because the question is no longer, is Jimin a great dancer? But what is it that truly makes the world unable to stop watching him? No one is ever truly ready for the very first second when Jimin begins to move. Not even those who have watched hundreds of his performances, not even those who claim they are not fans, not even those who came only out of pure curiosity. There is always a brief, almost imperceptible moment of silence, a pause so subtle it can barely be seen, when the eyes of the world lock onto a single point, as if everyone instinctively knows that something extraordinary is about to happen. And then, like an unstoppable domino effect, videos are replayed, clips are cut, reactions are recorded, theories begin to surface, and one word once again takes over global timelines: viral. The question is, why is it always Jimin? Why is it not just the song, not merely the camera work, not simply the power of the BTS name? Why does every small movement, every glance, every shift of Jimin's shoulder feel like a hidden message that makes people want to watch him again and again? Many try to explain it in simple terms, but simplicity always fails to capture a reality that is far more complex and far more captivating. In a global entertainment industry filled with grand choreography, gifted dancers, and high-tech stages, going viral should be something difficult to repeat. Yet with Jimin, virality feels almost inevitable. Not luck, not coincidence. There is a pattern, a trace, something working far beneath the visible surface. From the very beginning of his career, Jimin has never danced simply to complete choreography. He dances as if his body is a language more honest than words. His background in contemporary and modern dance did not just shape his technique, it shaped the way he thinks. Every movement carries intention. Every transition holds emotion. Even in stillness, his body seems to speak. This is where many viewers become unconsciously drawn in. They are not just watching a dance. They are reading a story, even though no text is ever given. What deepens the mystery is how Jimin blurs the line between strength and softness. In 1 second, he can appear fragile, almost dissolving into the music, and in the next, he becomes the undeniable center of gravity on the stage. This contrast continuously fuels curiosity. The human brain is naturally drawn to what cannot be easily predicted, and Jimin is the embodiment of beautiful uncertainty. Every time a Jimin performance goes viral, the same comments emerge from all corners of the world. Some say they do not know why they keep watching it over and over. Others admit they were uninterested at first, only to suddenly become obsessed. Some feel as if a specific emotion has been touched, even though they cannot put it into words. This phenomenon is not a psychological accident. The human body responds to honesty. And Jimin's dancing, whether consciously perceived or not, feels honest. On stage, he is not merely executing counts of 8. He takes emotional risks. He allows his facial expressions to remain open, his gaze alive, his energy unfiltered. Many performers choose safety, consistency, and formulas that have already proven successful. Jimin, instead, often operates in a vulnerable space, between control and release. It is there that audiences feel they are witnessing something real, not a polished product. Yet Jimin's virality is born not only from what he does, but also from what he does not do. He never appears to force attention. There is no sense of trying to steal the spotlight. Ironically, that is precisely why the spotlight always finds him. In a world obsessed with being seen, natural presence stands out. The camera seems to discover him on its own, even when he is not the center of the formation. There is one moment frequently discussed by fans and dance analysts alike, the moment when Jimin moves slightly behind the beat, or just ahead of it, creating a micro-tension that is almost imperceptible yet incredibly effective. This is not a mistake. It is an artistic choice. Deliberate imperfection often feels more human than mechanical perfection. Humans are always drawn to what feels alive. Social media then does the rest. One short clip, one iconic move, one expression captured from the right angle, and the digital world responds. Algorithms may push videos, but algorithms do not create emotion. Emotion is what makes people stop scrolling, rewatch, and share. In Jimin's case, that emotion is almost always present. Interestingly, Jimin's virality often extends beyond fandom. Many of his videos are watched and analyzed by professional dancers, choreographers, and even people who do not follow K-pop at all. They may arrive out of curiosity, but they stay because of quality. When a performer can bridge fan enthusiasm and professional standards, that is when influence begins to cross boundaries. There is also an element of mystery that cannot be ignored. Jimin rarely explains in detail what he feels while dancing. He allows the audience to interpret it for themselves. This absence of explanation creates space for imagination. Everyone feels they own a personal version of the meaning behind his performance. And when something feels personal to many people at once, it continues to be discussed. Some industry observers have even begun to question whether Jimin has created a stage language of his own, a style that cannot be fully replicated because it does not stem solely from technique, but from life experience, emotion, and artistic sensitivity. This is what makes each of his performances feel unique, even when he is performing the same song. As the entertainment world becomes faster and more instant, Jimin offers something that makes people pause. To what? To feel. To question. Perhaps that is the deepest reason he continues to go viral, not because everyone understands what he is doing, but because everyone senses that something important is happening right before their eyes. And now, after years of this phenomenon, the question has begun to shift. No longer is it simply why one Jimin performance goes viral, but whether the world is witnessing the evolution of an artist whose influence will only be fully understood in the future. Is this merely a phase of popularity, or a sign that global standards for stage performance are permanently changing? Because if every movement Jimin makes continues to spark discussion, analysis, and powerful emotion, then the most dangerous and most tempting question for fans becomes this. Are we witnessing not just a great dancer, but the birth of an artistic icon destined to define a generation? As the discussion deepens, another layer of Jimin's viral phenomenon begins to surface, one that goes beyond technique, emotion, or even artistry. It lies in timing. Not the timing of choreography, but the timing of presence. Jimin seems to appear exactly when the global audience is most receptive to feeling something real. In moments when performances feel increasingly manufactured, his feels exposed. In an era dominated by perfection, he offers vulnerability. And vulnerability, paradoxically, is what captures attention most fiercely. There is also the question of restraint. Jimin does not overwhelm the stage with excess movement. Instead, he understands the power of subtraction. A lifted arm held a fraction longer than expected, a pause that stretches just enough to make the audience uneasy, a breath taken visibly before motion resumes. These choices create tension, and tension creates memory. Long after the music ends, the feeling lingers. This is why clips of his performances do not fade quickly from public consciousness. They demand revisiting, as if each rewatch might reveal something previously missed. Observers have noted how often Jimin's most viral moments occur not during explosive sections, but during transitions, those in between spaces where most performers rush forward. Jimin lingers. He lets the moment breathe. In doing so, he invites the viewer into his internal rhythm, rather than forcing them to follow the external beat. It is a subtle act of leadership, one that places trust in the audience's emotional intelligence. Another factor that cannot be ignored is how Jimin's performances interact with the camera. He does not dance for the lens, yet the lens seems magnetically drawn to him. This paradox is central to his appeal. He does not chase angles, angles chase him. When he looks directly into the camera, it rarely feels rehearsed. It feels like an accident caught at the perfect time. And in the age of digital media, perceived authenticity is currency. The global reaction to Jimin's dance performances also reveals something about collective longing. Across cultures, languages, and demographics, people respond to him in remarkably similar ways. Words like mesmerizing, hypnotic, and unforgettable appear again and again. This consistency suggests that his impact taps into something universal, an emotional frequency that transcends genre and geography. Industry professionals have quietly acknowledged this phenomenon as well. While awards and metrics capture success numerically, influence operates differently. Influence reshapes expectations. It alters how future performers are evaluated. Already, Comparisons emerge not just within K-pop, but across global pop stages. New dancers are measured against a standard that Jimin helped define, not how many moves one can execute, but how deeply one can make an audience feel. There is also the matter of evolution. Jimin's dance style has not remained static. It has matured, darkened, softened, and sharpened over time. Each era reveals a different facet, yet the core remains unmistakable. This balance between consistency and growth keeps audiences invested. They are not just watching performances, they are witnessing a journey. And journeys invite emotional attachment. Critics who once dismissed idol dance as spectacle have found themselves reevaluating their assumptions. Jimin complicates the narrative. He exists at the intersection of idol performance and contemporary art, blurring categories that were once rigid. This liminal position makes him difficult to define and even harder to dismiss. Perhaps most compelling is the silence that often follows his performances. Not the applause, not the cheers, but that brief moment when viewers seem unsure how to react, as if processing something unexpectedly profound. That silence speaks volumes. It suggests that what they witnessed was not merely entertaining, but affecting. As platforms evolve and trends accelerate, viral moments often burn bright and disappear just as quickly. Jimin's do not. They resurface. Years later, clips circulate again, drawing new audiences into the same conversation. This longevity challenges the very definition of virality. It is no longer about speed alone, but about endurance. And so the narrative continues to expand. Each new performance adds another chapter, another set of reactions, another wave of analysis. The mystery does not resolve, it deepens. The more people try to explain why Jimin's dance performances always go viral, the clearer it becomes that the answer resists simplification. Because at its core, Jimin's impact is not engineered. It is felt. And feelings are notoriously difficult to control, predict, or replicate. In the end, perhaps the most telling sign is this. Even after the music fades and the stage lights dim, the conversation does not stop. It grows louder, more curious, more divided. Some call it genius. Others call it instinct. Many admit they cannot explain it at all, only that they keep watching. And so the question remains, hovering over every new performance, every new viral clip, every new debate ignited online. Is Jimin simply mastering the art of dance? Or is he quietly redefining what it means to move an audience in the modern era, leaving us to wonder whether we're witnessing a moment in history we won't fully understand until it has already passed?